Theory, key terminology. Concept defined is a complex mental formulation of an experience. Concepts are a major component of theory and describe the abstract ideas within the theory. Concepts are defined as linguistic labels that are assigned to objects or events, and these are considered to be building blocks of our theories. The theoretical definition of a concept is a statement of meaning that conveys essential features of a specific concept in a specified manner that fits meaningfully within a theory. The theoretical definition specifies the conceptual meaning, and it implies empiric indicators for concepts. The operational definition of a concept is a statement of meaning that indicates how a term can be assessed empirically. Operational definitions are inferred from theoretic definitions and can specify as exactly as possible the actual empiric indicators that are used to observe, assess, or measure the specific concept empirically. A discrete concept is also known as a non-interval concept. This identifies categories or classes of characteristics. And these characteristics include examples of gender, ethnic background, religion, marital status. Discrete variables can be single variable categories that answer a specific question as yes or no. An example would be, are you a nurse? Yes or no. A continuous concept is also known as a variable, and it permits classification of a dimension or graduation of a phenomenon on a continuum. So an example for a continuous variable would be something like blood pressure or the pain scale. So through concept analysis, researchers define exactly what that concept, the definition, what it is determined to mean within the theory itself. So the way that this concept analysis for Walker and Advent is managed is first you would select a concept, and then the nurse would determine the purpose of the analysis. When we determine a term that we want to do an analysis on, we then would identify all of the uses of that concept that can be discovered. We also look at defining attributes. In a concept analysis, we identify a model case, a borderline case, a related case, a contrary case, an invented case, and an illegitimate case. With this analysis, antecedents and consequences are identified, and empirical reference are defined. So for statements, once a concept is fully developed and presented, It can be combined with other concepts to create statements to help describe the meaning or the understanding to the real world. Statements have to be formulated before explanations or predictions can be made, and the development of statements assert a connection between two or more concepts and introduces the possibility of an analysis. A theoretical statement or proposition is a statement about the relationship between two or more concepts, and it is used to connect concepts to devise a theory. A theoretical statement can be classified into two groups. The first group consists of statements that claim the existence of a phenomenon and referred to by concepts known as existence statements. And the second group is known as relational statements, and these describe the relationships between the concepts. So the definition of a relational statement, this is a relationship that exists between the properties of two or more concepts. The relationship is considered basic to the development of theory, and it is expressed in terms of relational statements that help explain, predict, understand, or control. Existence statements, these relate to specific concepts and make existence claims about that concept. An example might be that man is a nurse. Each statement has a concept and is identified by a term that is applied to another object or phenomenon. Existence statements serve as adjuncts to relational statements and help clarify meanings in a theory. Existence statements can only name and classify objects. Linkages are a way to structure the theory by a logical method or logical arrangement, and actually specify linkages of the theoretical concepts and statements is vital to the development of theory. So theoretical linkages offer a reasonable explanation of why the variables in the theory may be connected. This helps to bring understanding and plausibility to a theory. Operational linkages contribute to the testability of the theory by specifying how the variables are connected. A variable is defined as a phenomenon that has properties that can differ or change based on the circumstances and the way it is used. Antecedent variables are a variable that occurs before and may be a cause of something. Both independent and dependent variables in a causal relationship can be known as antecedent variables. That which actually happens before a cause that must precede and affect. So the idea that having food on the table is an antecedent to dinner. It is also a preceding event, condition, or a cause, and it can be known as an independent variable. A consequent variable is a result or outcome of a situation or an action. It is a variable that is correlated with a primary outcome or a dependent variable, and the value is predicted by the outcome variable. An example would be various studies examining the influence of teaching style on students' academic achievement. And a consequent variable is also known as a dependent variable. A necessary condition asserts that one variable is required for the occurrence of another variable. An example would be if patients are motivated to assist and get well, then they will adhere to the prescribed treatment. A sufficient condition means that one variable results in the occurrence of another variable. It does not claim that it is the only variable that can result in the occurrence of the other variable. So this statement example is a nurse mobilizing the post-operative patient is sufficient for the occurrence of early discharge. And as individuals, we know that the patient's mobility will impact discharge status, but their mobility is also impacted by their health status and their personality. So when you're looking at sufficient conditions, there can be other conditions. When you're looking at mobility, there can be other antecedent conditions for the assumption of mobility. Scientific laws. These are well grounded. They have strong empirical support and evidence based in science. Laws contain concepts that can be measured. Hypothesis is a statement that lacks support from empirical research, even though it is selected for study. All concepts within a hypothesis have to be measurable and have concrete definitions. Propositions are statements of a constant relationship between two or more concepts. Outcomes are a consequence or expected changes. And theory defined is a systematic explanation of an event where the concepts are defined, relationships are proposed, and predictions are made, and this is used to guide an action. Meta-paradigm concepts include four aspects: person, nursing, environment, and health. A grand theory is composed of relatively abstract concepts that are not operationally defined, yet they attempt to explain or describe comprehensive aspects of human experience. Oftentimes, grand theories will also incorporate other theories. A middle range theory is something that is substantially specific, has a limited number of concepts, and it actually encompasses a limited aspect of the real world. Assumptions are structural components of a theory that are taken for granted or they are thought to be true without any empirical evidence. Theoretic assumptions may be value statements or have the potential for empiric testing, but they are assumed to be true within the theory because these assumptions are reasonable. So the examination of major assumptions, concepts, and relationships of a theory is vital because, excuse me, they are the substance of the formula or formulation. The components of the theory will direct nursing practice and assist with the concepts that need to be studied, and it will also help generate other theories for our discipline of nursing. With assumptions, even if they are not, or if they are spelled out or they are merely inferred, it does help indicate the strength of the theory. These are some of the grand theories that we use in the nursing practice. These are some of the middle range theories that are more situation specific, and the authors that formulated the theories.